One thing about Chickamauga is there's so many big fish. I mean, caught every single day. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 pounders. I mean, there's just absolutely giant fish in this lake. Just one cast can be the difference between you winning and losing the match.
The keeper?
It's gonna be close. I think that'll bump 15.
Yeah.
If it is, that'll be number 3 for Ott Defoe.
The dude didn't even have it in the mouth.
No way.
Hooked outside the mouth.
You know, something really cool this season on UMF is the Strike King Lure Company has decided to donate $500 and the angler that catches the largest bass during each match. Now, that money is going to go to the Catch a Dream Foundation. That's right. Catch a Dream is so cool, guys. What it's all about is providing a once-in-a-lifetime fishing experience for a kid suffering with a life-threatening illness.
Fish on.
The spot, which makes that a keeper.
Gosh.
That is a spotted bass, and if it is, I do believe that's going to be a keeper.
You know, during that second quarter, I ended up having 2 largemouth throughout the period that were keepers, and ended up having 2 just squeaker spots. But at the same time, you're just glad to have those in there because it's weight that you didn't have. You can always cull them out later, you know. So just having those fish in there, it's just another fish in the well. It's weight you didn't have. And I'm never going to throw a keeper back when I don't have to.
End of the period.
Still anybody's ball game. You know, we both still got a period left. This isn't the water that I've caught my big fish on. That's where I'm going to go last. I didn't want to go there when Jacob still had a chance to run the front of the boat. So I've got that in my back pocket for the last period, and just going to see how the rest of this shakes out.
All right, Jacob, gonna start when you put her in gear, bud.
Ready?
You know, being a newbie to ultimate match fishing, the strategy was still just a thought in my head. I really didn't know how to go about it, and his expertise in this showed. My lack of it did too.
And the second half is now underway, and Jacob Wheeler's in control of the boat. Now, Jacob didn't move far. He only ran about 1.5 miles down the Hiawassee, and he's fishing a main river bar with a spinnerbait. Now, if you're just joining us, let's take a look right now at our halftime recap. Jacob Wheeler picked up right where he left off last season by boating 4 keepers in the first quarter. At the half, Jacob Wheeler has 4 fish in the box, weighing approximately 11 pounds. Defoe also has 4 fish in the box, but with 2 being spotted bass that barely measure 12 inches, his total weight is only around 6 pounds if he's lucky. Both anglers have been penalized 1 time for casting over the line, and with Ott Defoe facing a 5-pound-plus deficit heading into the second half, he needs every ounce he can get.
Ain't no way.
Fish on.
Uh-oh.
It's a big one. Oh my gosh, another good one for Jacob Wheeler. That is number 5.
Biffle bug, biffle bug. I need to be one on that rock.
Nice.
Now we got some calling to do.
Yep.
Get some calling to do.
Ott.
I was afraid of that.
Last cast over the line.
You need to change your angle. Clean your glasses.
I'm glad you concur.
Ultimately, it's all strategy. It's all it is. Understanding how to fish. It's not just about finding a fish. It's about finding fish that work in this format, understanding how to utilize the clock. All that stuff comes into play. And so every time I get on the water, I learn a new deal about ultimate match fishing in each match. So I enjoy it. It's not another deal. It's not another just another event. It's, hey, this is ultimate match fishing. I look forward to this every single year, and hopefully, if I can put my head down and go to work in the next one.
Fish on.
Uh-oh.
Could be a good one. Yep, that's gonna call, I do believe.
Yep.
Number 6 for Jacob Wheeler.
You know, I did everything that I possibly could do. You know, caught a pretty good limit of them. Now it's a thought. You know, I was talking all day. Hey, I got a deal. I got a couple little deals. It might get a little ugly, Wheeler. I'm just letting you know, not everybody. So we talk a lot of, junk and smack about each other. But realistically, I had in the back of my mind, there's big fish, and they get on big fish little deals, and in his mind, he was going to catch 25 pounds that fourth quarter. So, for me though, it was ultimately, hey, take care of what you have control over, had a decent bag, let everything else go. You don't win, hey, I put it in Ott's hands. It's his turn. Go on with it.
End of the period. That's the end of the third quarter, and Jacob Wheeler has a commanding lead in this match. Now the question is, can Ott Defoe pull off a fourth quarter comeback?
Okay, Otter, let me see what you're made of.
Okay, man, let's do it. I made a big change. So we went out to the main river, got on some really steep, rocky bluffs. I knew that that was the way to target those bigger ones. That stuff up in those flats and things, you may catch a decent fish here or there. You get on the right stretch of that bluff, and it's gonna be big one, big one, big one.
Welcome back to Pelican's Ultimate Match Fishing. I'm Joe Thomas, and the fourth quarter is now underway, and Ott Defoe is in control of the boat. Now, by our estimations, he's down about 8 pounds. But remember, this is Lake Chickamauga. Any swing of the rod could be a 10-pound bass. He's got a lot of ground to make up, but what a lake to make it up on. Fish on, front of the boat. Really see him slow down and methodically work that little eddy, and boom! Number 5 in the boat for Ott Defoe.
It's number 5. It's not one of them big ones. You don't want to take a break. You don't even want to breathe most of the time. You know, you just want to make the next cast, try to catch the next fish. So it does cause you to not fish the bait the way you should sometimes, to overfish stuff, to fish it faster than what you normally would. Yeah, that lack of time really causes a lot of stress.
Fish on. Hard to tell. That might be 15. I do believe that's definitely going to call one of those spotted bass.
Good spot.
That is a spotted bass.
Definitely a cull, but still not the big ones.
You know, in the fourth quarter, I wasn't really worried yet. You know, I knew that I could catch him behind him. That was the thing. Once I figured out pulling that jerkbait down there, I was like, ding, a light came out in my head, and I said, huh, that's a good deal.
Fish on, back of the boat. This looks like it could be a good one. A little one he had before fooled me, so who knows? He's got so much pressure pulling against that boat drift. He's taking his time with it, like it's a big one. This could be a good one. I can see it up under the boat. It's a big spot, a really big spot. Don't know if it'll cull, but it's a nice dang spotted bass anywhere in the country.
You know, he'd catch one, then I'd catch one call up. So we're throwing blows, and that's not what you want to have happen from the back of the boat in ultimate match fishing. That's not the way you win matches. So I knew if I could keep my head in it and just work that jerkbait along, I was going to get probably just as many bites as he was, and if I was a little bit lucky, I was going to have, you know, a lot more weight.
Well, here we go. Ott Defoe has hit the panic button. He is running like a wild man. He just burned about 6 more minutes off of the clock. Hopefully he's on a couple of fish. He needs about 5 pounds, according to my calculations, to catch up.
Fish on. It's a big one. I can't even say how bad Ott Defoe needs this bass to land this bass right now. I heard him say just a couple of seconds before that he'd caught a 5-pounder here the day before. And he's gonna cull
If I can get him in.
a big spot with that, or a small spot with that big largemouth.
He ain't as big as I thought he was, but it'll help.
That's huge. That's the end of the match.
Caught on my last cast, but it's supposed to be about that many pounds instead of that many inches.
That's the end of a great match, but it looks like another victim has fallen to our returning champion, Jacob Wheeler. Let's take it back to Blue Water Lodge and find out the totals.
And this, you know, 1 4-pounder, and I win. Having that ability really makes this stressful, and it makes you feel like you're about ready to snatch and thinking that that's going to be the fish.
Getting in the boat and fishing with a guy like Ott, you know, you can learn a lot. And I cherish those moments. Those are the things. If you can learn from every single day, you know, you can become a lot better fisherman.
Well, it was a windy day on Lake Chickamauga today with 2 of the best in the business. And fish, not only did the lake deliver, but these guys delivered as well.
You guys really did. Thank you so much for the education that we had. The weird thing is this lake for the last 3 years has been ginormous dinosaurs. And we didn't see a giant, but we did see a couple of nice bass.
But now what we really came here for, boys, is to find out who advances. And you guys slugged it out. Ott, you really slung at him hard, buddy. You caught a ton of fish, but in the end, it was the grade and the quality of the fish that just got you. And Jacob Wheeler, You're going to remain undefeated, brother. With 15:04, you're advancing to the championship round. Congratulations. Hey, let's take it over to Fish Fishburne. He's with our winner, Jacob Wheeler, right now for this week's Frog Togs match-changing moment.
It wasn't just a moment, it was a period. Dude, that first quarter, you were on fire.
Going into the beginning of the match, I was going to pick first third anyway because I felt like I could run down there and utilize that free run time. And catching those fish was super key in winning the match.
It worked. Great job, Jacob Wheeler.
I'm Joe Thomas. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week on Pelican's Ultimate Match Fishing.
Smell real leather. Smell it.
I don't want to smell it, Fish.
Seriously.
No, I'm done. I'm done. You know what this is? This is a wrap.
That's it?
Peace out.
You
Bye.
leaving? You're gone? Joe?